What's up, my loves? Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, hello. We are Shedoesbeauty. We do nail tutorials, dabble in a little bit of makeup, and pretty soon enough we'll be doing some more mukbangs, however you would like to say that. But I just wanted to say hello, and I'm so sorry for having a couple week gap. It's been a crazy time. We are going to be in the process of moving pretty soon here, however you say that. Jesus, you guys know I'm not the best at words. But yeah, we're moving, you guys. I'm just like really excited. It's our first house. We're not renting anymore. My boyfriend picked a beautiful home. I am so excited. Our dog Chiba is gonna love it. So I definitely can't wait to share that moment with you guys also. So let's go ahead and jump into this nail set and we'll get started. So for the pinky, I am doing Mia's Secret Cover Beige. I love that it has that little bit of shimmer in it. It's really good for an offset nail if you want just a new nail with a little bit of something. So I'm encapsulating that one, and I'm also gonna do the same thing on the pointer finger. But you just want to make sure you're cleaning up your sides. That way you don't have to file too much at the end. The cleaner the sides, the easier for you. Just remember that. Always clean as you go. So once you have that nail all covered to your liking, we are going to come over to this ring finger and we're gonna do a glitter nail. So there's two ways that you can do a glitter nail. You can do as I'm doing here, where you do a thin layer of like the clear, and then you're gonna wanna take your brush, put a little bit of monomer on it, and then pat it into the glitter, and then just pat it onto your nail. So it's kind of like the pigment where you're burnishing on, but you're just burnishing it onto the acrylic, and then you're gonna encapsulate it. So you would just keep adding a thin clear bead and then patting the glitter into it. So that's one method you can do. It's really good when you're doing the glitter ombre look because you're able to fade it out into the tip more. And then the other method you can do is where you take a clear bead and you kind of like make sure it's not super runny, not super wet, a good consistency like that, and then you dip that into the glitter. And you kind of just make a mix without having to waste acrylic if you're not going to use that mix constantly. But either method works. It just depends how you want to do it. So those are just really two easy ways to get glitter onto the nail without having to make an actual acrylic mix, or you know, if you are low on clear acrylic that day and you're like, oh no. So yeah, don't trip. You don't have to make a whole mix. Just get a clear bead or just rub it on. So after, we're gonna go ahead and encapsulate that. If you want more of a raw sugar feel, then you can go ahead and build more of an apex with the glitter. That way you have the strength of the nail already added. But because I'm gonna just make this a smooth nail and make it smooth and shiny, I'm gonna go and encapsulate that. So on the middle finger, we are going to do an ombre, and y'all know I love my ombre, and I always use the nude I'm using for the ombre as a transition color because I see it like eyeshadow. It's about blending, you know, so you don't want those harsh lines, you want it to be super blended, and you add a transition color when you're doing your eyeshadow. Oh, so as you can see here, side note, my brush is all jacked up. So if your brush looks like that, where you can see the bristles are a little uneven, that's how you know you need a new one. So definitely pay attention to your brushes because they'll start pulling different beads and it'll make your application a lot harder. Not saying it'll make it impossible, but just a little harder. So you can see I went ahead and added white where I want it to be more white. Now I'm going in with a smaller bead and doing the tip, and you want to make sure that you're shaping it, and then you're going to feather it out with the very tip of your brush. If you go in there with the belly of your brush, it's just going to wipe all that color away versus fading it into the white that you already had set down previously. This works for all of the colors. I want to say blue, like the darker blues, give me the harder time because that's more of like a harsher transition, I feel like. But if you just keep playing with it and blending it in, you'll have a seamless, flawless ombre, I promise you. And you also want to make sure you're not going in too heavy-handed. I know that was my problem when I first started. I drive fast, I am very like, you know, like lead foot, so of course I'm heavy-handed, and you just want to make sure that you are doing like feathering strokes. You want to make sure you're not going too hard because that's just gonna diminish and kind of like take away all that acrylic that you're building. So you just want to go in there. If you have to do smaller beads to kind of practice that flow and that feather, then do it, you know. Always do what you need to do to make yourself comfortable. As long as the outcome is great and your client likes it, you like it, your friend likes it, whoever you're doing nails on, I mean, tomato, tomato, as long as it's getting done. You don't have to do the 1 bead method, you don't have to do the 3 bead method, whatever works for you. As long as it looks good, I'm all for it. But yeah, do you boo, do you. So you want to go ahead and seal that cuticle. And sorry if the nail looks a little crooked, it's not, I promise. It's just because I have the tip in the nail pocket, so it's kind of like at an angle and I had to straighten it out later. But anywho, yeah, you're just gonna want to do that white again after you did your last nude, because I just like the tip color to be a little bit more prominent, and then I take that clear and then I encapsulate it just to bring that look all together. And like I said, encapsulation's all up to you. So I don't want to use too much color, honestly, because you don't need it as long as it's pigmented enough. I don't want to have to waste it and build an apex and build a whole nail with it, which is one of the reasons I encapsulate, because there's just no reason to build the bulk of a nail with the color when you can get the color with just a couple coats, you know what I mean? And then build the strength of the nail with the clear. So because colors are expensive, y'all. Colored acrylics and glitter acrylics are real pricey. People charge anywhere from $10 to $20 I've seen for an ounce, you know. And we all know that, you know, some people just get wholesale glitter and it's real cheap, and, you know, they mark it up because they gotta do what they gotta do. So that's what I'm saying. Like, we gotta do what we gotta do too. So I save your coins and do a nice layer of color and then build the nail with clear. But make sure you're doing the clear undercoat. That way, if you're gonna do a fill later on, you can just drill off all of that old color and the clear, and then your base is that clear already. So always put a base coat of clear if you're doing full acrylic nails. And you know you're gonna fill it, basically. So like with the pinky, this one is just gonna be the full Mia Secret nude, and then this one in the pinky we're gonna add a little bit of pizzazz. I mean, we're gonna put some pizzazz on the middle finger because y'all know I love bling, and I feel like I haven't done enough bling on my channel, and I'm like, yo, like I love doing bling designs. How do I not have almost every video with rhinestones and stuff? So I don't know. So if you see a little bit of shift in my content, let me know if you like it. These are gonna be a lot of, I'm just gonna tell you, there's gonna be a lot of nail designs with some bling. So y'all better be ready. Find your Swarovski or Amazon crystals that you like, and let's get going. I'm also excited, like when we move in and doing like a whole new nail room, and then eventually showing you guys that and doing a whole nail tour. I'm even thinking of doing maybe like a move out nail tour of my area now when we're ready to leave. I'm just really excited for what's to come, and I'm sorry for that break. I know I need to have more discipline, and I know I need to stop with the lack of not focusing and stuff. So I'm just ready to focus and get it together and show you guys the new house, the new place, do some really cool videos over there. I'm ready. So next we're gonna file, shape, and buff those nails. And bam, after you've done that, we are going to go ahead and start adding our bling. And I am using the Zulay Bling adhesive. I will have all the links to everything I'm using down below. So for the pinky, we're gonna do some cuticle bling. I like to do a bigger stone in the middle, and sometimes I'll like do a pattern like big stone, small stone, big stone, small stone. But on this one, I'm just gonna do big stone in the middle and small stones on the side. And you just wanna work quickly with this adhesive. I say it all the time because it dries pretty quickly. So if you're not fast enough for it, it will dry on you. And I know that was a lot of S's, and I'm so sorry for that lisp of mine. Like, my gap isn't even that big and I still have this lisp. Like, it's a little I don't know, but it's fine. Self-love. I love my teeth and my little gap. But as you saw right there, like, it kind of got stuck. So you just want to make sure you're working quickly and then adding the rhinestones quickly. So for the middle finger, I'm gonna do 3 little diamonds in a row, but I didn't like how this one looked, so I tried taking it off, but that bling adhesive is super strong. So you just wanna nip that off, and if it leaves the backing, like the silver backing at any time, you could just file that off and then just replace your stones. So I'm just gonna do the 1, 2, and 3, and then I'm gonna do the same thing on the opposite side, but coming down from the cuticle to the nail tip. So after that, we are going to go over to the pointer finger, and we're going to do a 3D flower. So we're going to do a bigger rhinestone, and then I'm going to do the pattern of the big small around it, just so I can play with my petal sizes as well. Now after you place that last rhinestone, we are going to, wow, that's a big acrylic bead. Okay, so it's a big bead, but don't worry, we can work with it. So if you grab a bigger bead while we're doing the 3D flower, you just want to make sure you pat it out from side to side. Make sure that you're kind of draining your brush, but if you need to mold it, make sure you're adding enough liquid. That's the most important thing about acrylics, is just knowing your liquid to powder ratio. So you always want to play with it. If it's not molding, add a little bit more acrylic. If it's too wet and it's going all over the place, you want to dry your brush off and then come back in, pat it around, dry your brush off again, pat it around. And then if it needs to be molded, again, acrylic, or I'm sorry, monomer. So you just want to make sure, like, mistakes can be fixed, you know? So it's okay, we grab that big old thing. So we'll come down here to the bottom, kind of match that bead. It's not gonna be as huge, but that's fine. We'll make it look super similar. It's no biggie. So you're gonna pat out the sides, bring out the tip a little bit, make it pointy, and then bring out the sides again. And then you're going to do smaller petals on the smaller rhinestones. And it's okay if they overlap because real petals in real life overlap each other, so it's more realistic. It gives you like a little bit of room to play with it so you don't feel restricted in just that itty bitty area, so it's totally fine. I know the right way probably should have been me doing the bigger petal on the side first, but I got carried away, okay, and it's fine. We'll be fine. And the flowers are dealer's choice, so it's totally up to you on what kind of flowers you want to do. If you want to keep them a little bit more rounded instead of pointing them out, that's cute too. It's totally your choice. Do you. I just love these super big flowers, and I don't know, they just add a little something for me, and it's like a lot, but it's not, you know? But as you saw right there, that bead was a little bit too wet, so we're just gonna try to pat him out as much as we can without it getting a little too crazy, and then just draining that extra liquid on the paper towel. Alright, so now we're going to add that final petal, and this one is going to be on the bigger side as well. So you want to do the same thing, just kind of pat it out side to side and then drag its point, and then clean up around the rhinestones, make sure there's no acrylic on them, and you are good to go. I am loving this look already. Like, come on, y'all can't tell me those wouldn't be super cute prom nails or really cute wedding nails. So let's go ahead and add this top coat and bring out that final design. I really hope you babies like this design, and thank you so much for sticking with me. And to all the new beauty crew members, hello babe, I'm so glad to have you here, and I just can't wait to create great content for you and create our own little family. I love you beauty crew so much. Don't forget to share this video if you liked it, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I love you beauty crew. Bye.